Yeah, I'm Daz Brookes from Benediction.
Perfect. Thanks so much. Benediction has had a rich and long journey from Transcend the Rubicon to your upcoming album, Ravage of Empires. How does it feel to still be at the top of your game after all these years?
I'm loving it, man. I'm living the dream, and that's what I wanted to do when I was a kid, and I'm still doing it at 56 years old. So, still loving it. Still getting the same buzz I did when I was younger. I still get excited about gigs. I still get excited about releases. So, yeah, it's all good, man. I've got no intention of giving up yet. I'm still a big kid.
Oh, man, awesome to hear. And the return of Dave Ingram to the band on Scriptures was a huge moment for many fans. What was it like having him back in the fold after a decade away?
Ah, we couldn't find anyone else. No, it's cool. It was almost like he'd never left. I mean, 21 years he was away.
Yeah.
And he stepped back in, and we'd fallen out on bad terms, obviously, because he left to join Bolthrow without telling us, and it was a bit awkward. We hadn't spoken for nearly 20 years, but then we're boys, and we put stuff behind us, and it only takes 20 years, and it's gone.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, we spoke to him, and it's like we'd never parted, and when it comes down to writing the album and stuff, he puts his vocals exactly where me and Rue would expect him to put them, so he kind of fits in perfectly well. So it was good to have him back, and it feels like he never left.
Yeah, that's awesome. So, wow, you guys went that long without speaking to each other.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, he left on bad terms, and then we got offered some gigs with Bolts for a few years later, and we were on a tour bus, and we never spoke to him for the whole tour, which is kind of weird.
Yeah,
It's just you know what, Benediction is not a prison sentence. If you want to leave, leave, but just do it properly.
yeah, yeah.
So yeah, we didn't fight or anything. We didn't communicate. We didn't really get on, but time heals.
That's it. That's it. It's all in the past now.
Yeah,
And
mate. Of course it is.
yeah, you guys
If he
have
does it
always,
again, though, he's in big trouble.
yes, that's right. Gets one chance. You guys have always delivered heavy, aggressive music, but Scriptures took that up a notch. Can you tell us what inspired the intensity behind that album?
I don't know. I think it was just the fact that it'd been so long since we'd had an album out. We were just determined to get something good. I mean, we tend to write albums, and we don't like do 4 or 5 songs and then 6 album fillers. We don't release an album until we're happy that there's 11 strong tracks on there. And all the time for the 12 years before Scriptures, we just couldn't come up with the right album. And we were super busy touring. People say we quit up, but we hadn't. We were super busy touring. Dave Hunt was doing his stuff at school, so it's just difficult to get any rhythm, anything together. And then when Dave left and Dave come back, I mean that sounds confusing, but it's not. We just clicked, and everything fell into place. I mean, we had some of the songs and scriptures for the whole of that period. There's a couple of songs like Stormcrow, for instance. We had that song 10 years before we did the album. That's been, yeah, it's been sitting on the back burner for that long. So yeah, we've got a whole bank of riffs because Benediction only write Benediction music. So we got a whole bunch of riffs that we can call on at any point, and I can't imagine it'd be too long before we're ready to go again.
Yeah, that's it. And so for the new album, then, did you guys create new material, or did you play on some of those old riffs that you mentioned you
Yeah,
had stored away?
it's kind of a mixture of both. Like,
Yeah,
because we all live so far away. I mean, me and Rui live in the same country, but we're quite a far distance away.
yeah,
Dave's obviously in Denmark. Gio's in Italy, so it makes writing and recording kind of difficult. Rehearsals cost us, 1,500 quid a time to get everybody's flights and hotels and that. So we tend to write with Rui writing a bunch of riffs because he's a killer riff master. He sends me all the ingredients, and I kind of bake a cake with mixing my ingredients in, and then we send it to Dave, and he puts the icing on it. So
yeah,
it's kind of a weird way of doing it, but it's the only way we can do it. We used to, in the old days, we'd have a microphone hanging in the middle of the studio, and we'd make some music, and then I'd take it home and wouldn't be able to figure out what the fucking hell we'd play because it was just a wall of noise. I had to
yeah.
just pick little bits out of it, but so the computers make it a little bit more easy, but it's not as good as it was. I prefer us being in a room together and just having a drink and coming up with music. It's just not possible.
Yeah, yeah. Do you think you guys would ever go back to doing that again someday, or?
Well, if Gio and Dave move to England, maybe, yeah, but I
Yeah,
can't imagine them uprooting their family just for rehearsal.
no.
But I'll put it to them. I'll tell them it was your suggestion.
Yes. Thank you very much. And with a Carry On Harvest kicking off the new album, it feels like you're coming out with full force. Was there a specific message or energy you wanted to convey from the start of the record?
No, I don't think so. I don't think we have to live up to anyone's expectations because Benediction do Benediction music. We don't do the same everybody else. We don't sound like every other death metal band. We sound kind of so. There's although there's a bit of pressure. There's no pressure because we only do our own sort of stuff. But when we did, we never know which order we're going to do the album till we've recorded it. So we get all the tracks together and we have a sit down and we have a think about it. And it was basically Scott that told us, the producer, he said, you have to open with that. So
Yeah.
we bowed to his superior knowledge and followed our orders.
And said like, okay, well, that's the one we're going for.
Absolutely, yeah. It's but like I said, because we don't do album fillers, we consider putting all our songs on. They could be in any necessary order.
Yeah,
It's not.
it's
It
not.
doesn't really matter. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely, it doesn't matter. But because we do fast songs, slow songs, mid pace songs. Like I say, not like every other death metal band.
No, that's it.
I think it was important to smack people in the face with the first one.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. It's a good opener. And you guys have played so many iconic festivals and venues over the years. Are there any particular shows or moments that stand out for you as defining in Benediction's legacy?
I don't think so. Because every gig's the best one we played. Whether it's in front of 70,000 people at a festival or it's in front of 500 people at a club, I'm not really bothered. There's no better feeling than knowing that we wrote these songs in my bedroom, and then you go to a festival or a gig, and there's kids punching the air and singing the words to a song you wrote in your bedroom. It's freaking ridiculous, man. So I don't think there's been any particular song. It's been a progression over the years of all the albums, all the gigs, all the lineups. And because of that, I think we're our own biggest influence now.
Yeah.
We don't listen to anything else particularly because we're too stubborn. I still listen to Judas Priest. Painkiller was still the last album I bought. That was in
Yeah.
'91. So yeah, I just we are who we are, and that's it. There's no compromise.
Yeah, love that. And you just briefly mentioned some other artists there. Are there any newer artists that you're into at the moment?
Not really. Like I say, I'm lazy. I still just listen to my old classic heavy metal.
Yeah.
Rui, on the other hand, Rui's got this Spotify or whatever the crap they call it, and
Oh, yeah.
he's getting new acts all the time. And whenever I see him, he's telling me listen to this one, listen to that one. But yeah, me not so much. I'm stuck in my old ways, man.
Yeah. No, that's fair enough. You like what you like. You like the classics.
Correct,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah, what I grew up on, I've still got no intention of growing up, so I'm stuck in
Yeah.
there.
No, that's it. Engines of War and Crawling Over Corpses are some of the standout tracks, in my opinion, on the new album. Are there any personal favorites among the new songs and why?
Well, this is kind of weird. This again alludes to the fact that we haven't got any album fillers. Every single week, I have a different favorite,
Favorite.
and every single week it's different to the other guy's favorite. They'll text me or they'll phone me and they'll say, "Man, we got to bring this one into the set." Following week, somebody else wants to bring something else into the set. So for this European tour, we've got we got slot for 3 songs, and I think we got 6 or 7 that we're just going to switch each night and play because nobody's got a particular favourite that sticks. It changes every week. So, but mine at the minute, I think is Crawling. I like Crawling. It's
Yeah.
typical us.
Yeah, no, it's wicked. And you guys have really embraced some classic death metal vibes with this album. What about the genre still excites you and keeps you creating this kind of music?
I'm not sure it does. Is to so that's the bottom line. I think death metal has got a bit. It's becoming a competition for me. People are trying to be as more extreme than the last band. They're trying to be faster than the last band, and I think the essence of individual songwriting is kind of dying a little bit. Everybody's just trying to be faster or more extreme than the other band, and it's kind of losing it. We play festivals now, and we'll be surrounded by 6 or 7 bands, and they all sound exactly the freaking
Same.
same. You come
Yeah,
off and you don't know, you wouldn't know which band. I kind of think if you walked into a club and they were playing Benediction, even if you hadn't heard that particular song, you'd know it was us.
yeah,
You know,
definitely.
so so I kind of like that. So I don't think there's anybody. We're not pulling up trees here. We're not reinventing the wheel. We're just doing what we do. And I think people should just stick to what they're good at
Yeah,
instead of trying to outdo the guys previously. It's not a competition, man. Death metal exists. We're not reinventing it.
yeah,
Let's just
yeah.
make the best of it and do the best we can.
No, that's
So
it.
yeah, but yeah, as answer to your question, I'm boring. I listen to old shit. Nothing provokes me anymore.
No, but you know what? I think your answer is fair enough because you guys really were at the forefront of death metal at the very beginning. So you know that you've heard the progressions throughout the years. And if you say that it sounds like everyone sounds like each other at the moment, then yeah, I fully agree with you.
Yeah, they kind of do. I don't think
Yeah,
anybody's doing anything different.
yeah,
Even back in the day, I preferred the Entombs and the Masters and the Massacres than I did to the Deicides and the Morbid Angels, because on that side of the water, they were trying to show how many notes they could play on the guitar, whereas over this side of the water, it was just about more of a punk edge and just straightforward. It doesn't have to be super clever to be good.
yeah,
Benediction's music is very simple. We toured with Death twice. I love Death, and God bless Chuck. But when we would go on stage, the crowd would go absolutely nuts. When Death went on stage, everybody would stand and watch. Now, if that's what you want, that's perfectly fine, but that's not
yeah.
what I want. We want our music simple so we can run around the stage like fucking 17-year-olds, get ourselves going. That gets the crowd going. Before you know it, the whole house is jumping, man. That's how we want it.
That's it. Stick to basics, I reckon.
Yeah, basics. It doesn't have to be clever to be good.
Yeah. And you guys have been playing together for decades, and it's clear there's strong chemistry in the band. How would you describe the dynamic within the band now compared to when you first started?
Well, we were still finding our feet then. We didn't know what we were doing. We didn't know whether the scene was going to even happen. We were one of the first. It's like people are not going to accept this, but we'll just do it for the crack. And that was we were trying to discover death metal.
Yeah.
Now we know what we're doing. We're comfortable in what we're doing, and it's more of a pleasure rather than a. It was more hard work then. It's
Yeah.
it's not hard. It's not hard work anymore. It's enjoyable. We got a whole heap of back catalogue we can fall on. We got a whole heap of experience and memories we can fall on. When me and Rui are like brothers, although we're not. So everything's good at the minute. It's rocking. I love it.
Yeah. Oh, lovely. And what about touring for you guys now? Are you guys partiers when you get some downtime, or what do you guys do?
We're absolute partiers, man. We should be dead, most of us, to be fair. But
Oh, goodness.
yeah, it's good. But we'll see. We're going out on Friday for a couple of weeks in Europe on a bus. So we've not done tour bus touring for a
Yeah.
few years. I'm 6'4". Dave's 6'6". Nick's 6'6". So getting us on a tour bus in them stupid little bunks,
Yeah.
that's going to be fun for a few weeks. But you know what? We got Master with us. We got Jungle Rock with us. We're going to have some fun for 3 weeks, and I'm sure we'll have a beer or two. So I'm kind of looking forward to it. I'm kind of looking forward to living rough for a few weeks.
Yeah. Oh, wicked. Going back to the old days, I suppose. Well, not old days, but
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
that's exactly what it
Yeah.
is. Yeah, I mean, we do mostly festivals now, and
Yeah.
weekend work. Obviously, because we've all got jobs at home. Benediction doesn't sustain a way of life. You can just give your job up. So we've all got separate jobs. So it's normally weekends, but we got offered this tour, and we thought, yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Let's have a go.
Yeah, awesome. And speaking of jobs, other jobs, just quickly, you just mentioned, what is it that you do aside from Benediction?
I'm a rigger, so I work in the air at concerts and theatres, and my main job is I work on the Olympics. We build crane towers
Yeah.
without the crane on for the overhead cameras across the city and stuff. But
There
I
you
mean, that's
go.
getting too much. I can't climb up 120-meter towers anymore. I'm too old. But you know what? I'm in a position now where I can point to the young kids and say, "You can go up and do that
Yeah.
one." I'll
You go
stand
up
down here
there.
and point. Yeah, yeah. I'll tick the book.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Rui's an event manager at an arena in town. So it's all
Wow.
kind of within the industry.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's because that's what we do. Because it just means we're freelance. We can take time off when we need to go get stuck on a bus.
Yeah, that's it. Oh, wow. How interesting. And with all the festivals and tours you guys have done, is there any moment in particular that you can remember that you want to share with us that was just crazy or wild or cool?
Not particularly. I mean, well, my favourite sort of times are meeting people when you meet Lemmy or you meet Rob Alford or you do something like that. I think our favourite gigs were probably the first two or three gigs we did on tour in 1990 because it was our first tour, it was our first time ever outside England, and you're pulling 400 or 500 people, and this is when the scene was just kicking off. We didn't know it was going to work, and we were
Mhm.
absolutely amazed. So I would suggest the first year, every gig in the first year was just mind blowing for us.
Yeah.
No, we just don't get daunted anymore. However, I still get excited. We played a gig in San Paulo last year with Testament and Creator, and when we went on at sort of 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and there'd been a band on before us that there was about 50 people standing in front of them. And this is an outdoor festival, and we're like, oh man, we're shitting it. So we're standing behind the backdrop. The intro's going off. We're going to play to 50 people in the middle of the song. We walked out, and there was thousands. I don't know where they came from in seconds, but they came from everywhere, man. And what a superb gig! I love South America. South America's absolutely nuts. So sooner we get down there, the better. The sooner we
Yeah.
get down to you guys is what we need to sort out, mate. I tell you.
Yes. That was going to be, well, my one of my last questions, actually. Do you think there's a chance you guys can come over here sometime soon?
We're talking to someone right now. I don't know where it is, but there's a possibility next May. I think we're going to be in Southeast Asia and Australia, New Zealand. So, but this is the third time this has happened. You know, we've had people say we get
Yeah.
gigs, they all get put together and then it falls off. So,
Yeah.
I'm not counting my chickens, but I hope so, man, because I want to get down there and see what you
Yes.
people are like, man.
Yes. Yes. We'd absolutely love that. Have you guys been here before, though?
Nope, nope.
Never.
Now I've got an Australian friend, but that's about as close as it got.
Yeah. Oh, no, that's wild. Oh, that's
Yeah, yeah.
crazy.
Like I said, we had a few offers. Modern Invasion offered us some tours in the '90s, and they didn't work. And then
Yeah.
somebody offered us a tour just before COVID, which obviously went tits up.
Yeah.
Excuse my French. So yeah, let's hope this one works because I'd love to come
Yes.
down, man.
Yeah. Yeah. The logistics, I know the logistics of it often.
Yeah, it's the logistics, it's the price, it's the cost, it's everything, you know. So
Yeah.
if we can get some gigs in Japan and
Yeah.
Indonesia,
Brilliant.
whatever, and work it all out, then let's hope that happens.
Yeah. Brilliant. Awesome. And outside of music, what do you guys all do to unwind or relax?
I love football. I'm a Liverpool fan, so I tend to follow them. Cost me a fortune because I'm not a season ticket holder. I don't live in Liverpool, but I tend to go and watch them, so that's good fun. And
Yeah.
apart from that, really weirdly, I like gardening. I like sitting in my garden, just mowing my lawn and just chilling the fuck out, man. I love it.
Oh, beautiful. Well, actually, it looks like a beautiful day behind you for dreary old England.
Yeah,
It's
mate, look at
beautiful.
that. It's beautiful, yeah.
It's
So I might
lovely.
even go and mow my lawn again today, just for the crack.
Just for, yeah. Oh, lovely. That's so nice. Okay. Yeah, no, already asked that. Beautiful. Daz, thank you so much for your time today. We're so excited for the new album. Best of luck. We hope to see you here soon.
Yeah, mate, me too. I'm really looking forward to it. And listen, thanks for all your support. I mean, it's much appreciated.
Oh, no worries. Anytime. Thank you for a lovely interview.
Thank you. See you
Take care.
soon.